Hi guys, this is Heidi with Kiddos Corral, and I have had several requests for me to share with you guys how I clean my stovetop and my oven. Now I believe I've done my oven in a day in a life video or another cleaning video, I can't remember, but I'm going to turn my water off here behind me. Right now, I'm just filling up my sink with just a little bit of Dawn soap because I think Dawn soap is really awesome because it acts as a degreaser. And I also added just a little bit of Pine Sol because I really like the way Pine Sol smells after I clean with it. It's just very fresh and just smells really, really good. So what I like to do with this general area of my house is I like to start from top to bottom. So the very top, and I'm going to move this camera, is my microwave. So we're going to start from the microwave and work our way down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a hot soapy rag in my sink, and I am going to squeeze some of the excess water out, but not all of it. And you can see my microwave is dirty. I'm going to put the rag in there, and I'm going to turn this on for 1 minute. And it's going to allow that rag to get extremely hot, and it's going to allow it to steam, and it'll make it a lot easier to wipe out the microwave. In the meantime, I will wash the tray in my sink with the Dawn. I like to let my rag sit inside of the microwave after the timer goes off just for a couple minutes to let it steam real good. And I apologize if you guys hear roaring, but that's my dryer running, and it is Sunday night, and so I'm trying to get caught up on laundry, and I've had a lot of irons in the fire today when it comes to cleaning the house, and this is kind of my last big job to do, and I wanted to make sure I shared it with you. So what I do is I open it up, and the rag is going to be hot, so be careful that you don't burn yourself when you get your hands in here. Start with taking apart my oven top, and basically with an electric you just pull these straight out. They just come out. And then these come off. Now you see how filthy they are? I have not cleaned them, and I want to say it's been about a week and a half. So usually every week I always clean these. And the reason why I do it is because these look so bad and they won't come clean. And this way I know that they're clean. And these catch on the side, and I keep foil in here as well. And I just roll that up so none of the crumbs go everywhere. Just like that. And I'm going to get my soapy rag. And I just want to start cleaning the top. And the best thing is to start cleaning and scrubbing the sides, because food falls down in there on the sides of the stove, and it gets between the counter and the stove. And this can cause ants and everything else if you don't get it out. If you live someplace that's warm, it will produce some friendly insects, or I should say unfriendly, but I don't guess ants can hurt you too bad, but still, you don't want that kind of thing near your food. So I just lower this, you just push these in, and it slides back down, and then I'm going to start up here and go all the way down the front. Now you can take these knobs off and clean. I've done that recently, so I don't think I need to take the knobs. Now don't worry at this point, because I have a black stove. It's going to streak, but I'll show you what I do to take those streaks away once I get everything all cleaned up. So I just wipe really good, and you notice some of the crumbs are going to fall down in, so that's why you always want to do top to bottom. And make sure your rag is good and soapy and hot, because it seems like if there's anything caked on and it's hot, or you know, like a warm rag, you don't want to be scorching yourself, but you know, it comes off a lot easier. And you can see I've got a big huge place. That's not actually dirt, that's actually where the paint actually chipped off. I'm telling you, and I don't have a handle on my stove. You guys notice that? I think I've spoke about it before. It's very aggravating. But we have a 5-year warranty for this, but that's not considered a working part. So apparently it's okay to burn your hands off when you're trying to get things in and out of the oven. Thank you, warranty. So I lift this back up. And then that's when I start cleaning this out, because you can see it got crumbs in here from where I just wiped from the top of the stove. Okay, and then I just make sure I hit these real good, just to make sure it's all clean. Okay, I went to find my foil, and what I do is I go ahead and I lay some foil in here. Now this isn't a have to when you clean. This is just something I do because it makes it so much easier for me to clean this oven. My kids are really bad about not watching what they're doing, and stuff overflows, and it gets on my nerves, but you know, if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. So basically I get a piece of foil that's a little bit bigger than my round, and I press it down in, and I fold this around the side just like this. And it does a lot better if you can buy a little bit heavier foil. You know, the heavier, the more, you know, it's going to protect anything from seeping through. I'm using, I think that this foil came from the Dollar Tree. It's usually where I get it. And I'm just going to get a knife. All I have is a big knife because my dishwasher is running. But you just want to poke a little hole where the holes are in the foil. Just like so. And that way you know exactly where to put it when you put it back. So you want to line it up, and I just press it down, and I take my towel, and I just kind of wipe this good, make sure there's no debris on it or anything, my actual burner. And then you want to measure this up, or line it up, I should say. And you should be able just to press this right back in place. And there you go. And that's what I'll do for all. Okay, so now we have tackled the stovetop, and now we are going to tackle the oven. And I'm gonna have to move this tripod back so that you guys can see. And excuse the floor because I have not cleaned the floor. It's useless to clean the floor before I do this because everything kind of falls to the floor. So we're gonna clean the oven. Now, depending on how your oven and your stove is made, I don't have an automatic clean feature on this one. And this one here, usually the handle is here and it's hooked to these things. Now a lot of people don't know it, but you can actually get a screwdriver and unscrew the screw that's right in here. I'm going to show you guys. And I know I've been to people's houses and actually showed this to them because they didn't even know they can do this. But a lot of times food and debris will get between the two panes of glass that your oven has. And so you want to get in here and wipe all this out, and especially the glass, because it can get really, really filthy. So what I use to clean this is my handy dandy glass cleaner that I buy. I get this from Walmart, and I spray my glass in here. And the black. I just want to make sure that any debris or anything that, and this is a good part where you can actually get your vacuum out and vacuum this section out, but I don't think mine's going to be needing to be done. I'm going to shut this for now. You want to be careful because some of these little edges and stuff can be sharp, so you probably don't want to let your kids do this. Not unless you trust them. So I just wipe all this out. And you gotta be careful, like I said, and there's a fly driving me crazy. And get down in here and wipe all of this out. You wanna make sure that when you wipe this part of the glass, that you get it spotless, because when you look at the front of the stove, that is what you're going to see. Is all the debris, you know, that you leave behind from your rag. Now I did this not very long ago, so it's actually really not that bad in here. But at least bi-monthly, I would highly suggest you clean this part of the glass. Okay. Now that I stood on my head a long time, you want to put these back together. And sometimes it takes a little bit of maneuvering to line it up. So I start it. There we go. You have to hold it tightly with your hand to get it back together. There we go. Usually once you get the first one fed, the other one goes right in. Okay, now we can do the oven. Now, my husband usually cleans these outside, so these are actually not dirty. Now I keep foil in here too, because stuff has a way of bubbling over. I'm gonna roll that up. And it's actually pretty clean because I do keep the foil in there, and that really helps a lot on cutting down on spillages and things like that. So I'm going to get my hot soapy rag. If it was really, really bad, I would use some vinegar and some baking soda, or maybe even some oven cleaner, but it's really not that bad. Sometimes it's stained, it won't come out, you know. You will make sure you get your door. You also want to be careful not to drop this heater coil. It will crack in two. I've done it before. To this particular one. I've never done that to, I've had two other stoves, three other stoves, never had that happen. But that one there cracked. Was no fun. So now I'm just going to place some foil in the bottom of the stove, like I had in there originally. I just usually do 1 or 2 sheets, just to make sure everything is covered. Yep, I'm going to run out of foil. Can you tell it's grocery day tomorrow? Okay, so now we are going to tackle the drawer. Now I gotta tell you, it's your personal preference whether or not you keep anything in that drawer. I keep mine empty. Take a hot soapy rag and wipe this drawer out. Just want to make sure that there's no debris in here or, you know, dusty. Make sure you get the sides really good, the inside of the drawer. I like to do the framing around the drawer. Now once a month I pull my entire stove out and get everything behind it, the sides, because stuff builds up, especially if you cook a lot, it will build up. So then I just want to do the front, and I like to lift the drawer up and get the bottom, and then make sure that it's nice and tidy. Now if you have stuff in there, you'll want to see if it needs to be washed again, or if you need to remove all the items out of the drawer and wipe it out. Now I get asked a lot how I keep my black appliances spotless. They're never spotless, but they may appear like they're spotless because I clean them so frequently. Now I use a microfiber cloth that I bought from the Dollar Tree, and I use my trusty, dusty glass cleaner that I used from Walmart, and I just spray my microfiber rag pretty good with that. And I just go back over it. Even though I know everything is clean, I go back over it and it gets all of the spots off or fingerprints, and it leaves a nice clean finish. I do that with the top. I especially do this before people come over to my house because my appliances look so dirty, but they're really not. They're just from, you know, everyday use, and from 5 people, you know, monopolizing a kitchen. So I just get the whole stove done, just like that, and then I clean my counters on both sides, and then I'm finished with this area of the kitchen. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how I clean my stovetop and my oven drawer and my microwave, because you guys have frequently requested this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so and give me a thumbs up, and I really appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye.